Fusing music, connecting people, making a difference. This is Jazz in the Spirit with Richard DeBrew Jr. Well, hello, folks, and welcome once again to the Jazz in the Spirit show. This is episode number 27, if you can believe that. I am your host, Richard DeBrew Jr., gospel jazz saxophonist, pianist, and songwriter. And as you know, I love this music. Uh, as usual, I want to shout out some of my, I guess I can call them sponsors, because they have been so supportive of everything that I've done. Spirit of Excellence LLC and Power of One Radio. Definitely thank them. Rejoice Richmond 101.3 and 990 AM. And my brother Randy Johnson. Also want to thank my sister Leslie Harrison, who has got the show Come Sunday that she has on WBGO in New York City. She told me actually personally that she's been playing my music on her Come Sunday show. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who has been supportive of this music, who continue to support Jazz in the Spirit and all that it stands for. Hey, my mom's on the line. So I wanted to let you all know that I had a great trip to Atlanta. It was wonderful. I got to present my song "He Rose Triumphantly" at the New Music Seminar. I played a little bit of it for you all last week. It's always just a great opportunity to share the music on the national platform like that, and and I have also certainly have a lot of great music that I can now bring back to my church, Mount Olive, now for the music ministry there. So it was a great opportunity, and I'm glad to go, glad to be back. So today, I guess I'm thinking of today as kind of a catching up day. Oh, hey, Cammy, how you doing? My niece is on here too. That's awesome. So I wanted to just let you all know. I know that there have been over the last, I guess, month or two, kind of on again, off again. I have not been as consistent with the broadcast every week. Basically, the reason is just it's not that there aren't a ton of great gospel jazz artists out there. There are way more than I could cover in just a year. They're phenomenal. But I just have not always been able to get to them in time. And I want to present a quality show for you all anytime I do it. I don't just want to put up a show just to have something, just to say that I did. I want to have quality content that you can refer back to over and over again. So certainly if you miss me, I appreciate you missing me. But go back and check out the previous shows because they are very, as they say, content rich. And no, that's not a play on words for my name, but it's just the idea that there is a lot to this whole gospel jazz genre, and I want you all to learn about it. I want you all to learn about these artists so you can binge watch it from the beginning of the year. They're usually only 15 minutes to a half hour long, so they're not very long, but you can check it out. So as I have content that I can bring to you, I will bring it to you. I definitely have some other artists, some really exciting artists that I want to bring to you later on in this year. I'm just waiting for the time that they told me would be optimal for them because they have product coming out, etc. So in the meantime, you all may remember in the month of May, I believe it was, that I told you about some of the radio stations. I highlighted some of the radio stations that not only feature my music, but just, have gospel jazz that is playing. And one of the main ones, or one of the first ones that I called attention to was Gospel Jazz Radio, which was the program director is Mr. Rich Germain. But if you go to jazzradionetwork.com or just Gospel Jazz Radio and just enter that into your browser, it will come up. There are actually four different stations that he has that all kind of deal with the same genre. But my favorite is Gospel Jazz because you literally hear a great blend of the the sound of gospel and hymns and church music, etc., as well as the language of jazz. The language of bebop and swing and improvisation and vocalese and scat singing and all of that wonderful stuff. So, and it's blended very well on that station. That's one of them. Also, I mentioned my sister Leslie Harrison, who's got that show come Sunday. It's early now. It's at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, and so she's there. But you can also you can listen to it afterwards because the broadcast. Just go to wbgo.com and you can hear my sister Leslie Harrison. She's also a wonderful vocalist, and she's got product out there. I believe the song is called Soul Book. So yeah, check her out. She's phenomenal. Then of course I had mentioned earlier the Power of One, Spirit of Excellence LLC. They have an app as well, powerofoneradio.com, but also the Power of One app you can download on your phone, and you can listen to their radio station all day. 24 hours, and they have actually included my entire catalog, which is awesome. Rejoice Richmond 101.3. It's here in the Richmond area, but they're also online, so they are accessible anywhere. Um, they don't specialize in gospel jazz particularly, but they have highlighted my songs as well as several others. And I know that Brother Randy is very supportive of the gospel jazz genre because we've spoken about it, and he's always open for more material. And then my good brother Tony Smith has had a station for over 20 years called Gospel Jazzations. That's a broadcast that he did on WFDU FM, which was the Fairleigh Dickinson radio station in New Jersey. And that was also online. So I don't know if he's still doing the show right now, but there are a ton of back episodes that you can go and listen to where he interviewed national artists, lots of other folks. And I was even on there one time when my song Look and Live first came out. But check them out. This is how you can find these artists. And you can also, if you ever want to learn more about gospel jazz artists, follow other gospel jazz artists. We're friends in many cases or colleagues. And so we will lead you. One will lead you to the other. And so you can definitely find out a lot about that by just following the artist. So yeah, like I said, I didn't want to just put anything up there in front of you because you could just have your Wednesday night, to yourselves without my interference. But having said all that, I did want to give you some new content today. I You all may or may not have heard that the Stellar Awards, which are the gospel music industry's kind of version of the Grammys, so to speak, where they highlight gospel artists that have made significant impact in their music in the course of this year, particularly as it relates to the industry and radio airplay and so on. There was a category this year that wasn't always there, but it was there this year again, Instrumental Album of the Year. And so, I'm always going to key in on that. So I want to congratulate. The album was The Good News. It's Good News, instrumental, and the artist is Charles Butler and Trinity. I believe the label was Impact One Music, Red Alliance Media, Fair Trade Services. So those are the publishing companies and so on. But they won for instrumental album of the year this year. And what was interesting is that because I'm a voting member, so I was able to check out all of the artists that applied, and it was a choir album, but the But what they did is they took the music from the choir album. It was a vocal choir album, but they just released it as an instrumental as well. So they just took all the vocals out and just had the band playing. So it's not what I would define as gospel jazz per se, but what they did is the musicians played at a very, very high level, and the arrangements were really powerful and really, just thoroughly done. So I believe that is what gave them the idea to release it as its own entity, and clearly. It worked because they won. But I definitely want to congratulate them as well as all the other nominees who are helping to keep this category of instrumental album of the year alive. And I'm hoping, I don't mind saying that one of these years I'm hoping to be included in that group. So uh, we just keep working. What's going on, y'all? Thanks for being here. So today, one of the people that I wanted to call attention to is a vocalist. I don't know if you've heard of him, but his name is Robert Person, and I believe he's based in the DC area. But he's a very talented vocalist, and he kind of reminds me of like a gospel jazz version of Luther Vandross. Like his voice has like a very smooth, very rich quality, got great control. And I first heard him on gospel jazz radio, actually, the gospel jazz radio station. Um, and I'm gonna play you just some of the songs that he's got a whole YouTube channel. He's got content that's out there. But just Robert E. Person. Robert E is his middle initial. Person. Come check him out. But this is a song that I discovered on an album that he has called Soul Sanctuary, and this is actually the title track, and it's a vocalese, which means there are no words. But just listen to some of the vocal textures that they create, and I'm going to play you some other music of his too. All right, this is Mr. Robert Person. I'm gonna just go a little bit later on so you can hear some of the harmony. Oh man, it gets involved. Check this out. Yeah, it's real nice stuff. So once again, that was Robert E. Person, and that particular song was called Soul Sanctuary. And like I said, he's got lots of other stuff, but this is another one that I wanted to let you hear. This one is kind of a classic. Um, but everybody does their own particular take on it. It's Duke Ellington's "Come Sunday," which of course is like a quintessential gospel jazz connection. The great Duke Ellington plus a gospel song, and the most famous version, of course, was the one where he had Mahalia Jackson, who was the, you know, top gospel singer of her day, singing that song. So that was like this powerful nexus of gospel and jazz. So anyway, this is Robert Person's "Come Sunday." Yeah.
Lord, dear Lord above, God Almighty, God of love, please look down and see my people through. Lord, dear Lord above, God Almighty, God of love, please look down and see my people through. I believe that God put sun and moon up in the sky, but when the day is gray, I know they are clouds just passing by. Lilies of the valley, they neither toil nor spin. Flowers bloom in springtime, and little birds they sing.
Yeah. I'm telling you. So I mean, like I said, his voice is just so rich, So there's this other one that I wanted to let you all hear. That is, it's not by him, but he has a version of it. Let me see if I can find it here. Mm-mm-mm. Do. So, um, a friend of mine named he's not Dr. Oscar Williams now. He has a song called "Heal Our Land," which is a beautiful, beautiful song with a beautiful message, and Robert Person recorded a version of it, which was really, really nice. And I wanted to share this with you. Oscar Williams, for those of you that may not have heard of him, is the, I don't want to get his title wrong, but it's basically the executive director of music and worship, I believe is something like that, at the Potter's House, which is, pastored by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And so, he is definitely a wonderful musical mind, a wonderful songwriter, just, pianist, all that kind of stuff, musical director. So it's Oscar's song, but it's Robert's version of it. And if you just listen to his voice and his interpretation of this great melody, I think that you'll really enjoy this. Let me here we go. Love those strings.
If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and forgive their sins, and I people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. Seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and forgive their sins, and I will heal their land.
This vamp is so simple, but it's really powerful.
Heal our land, Lord. Heal our land. 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 Heal our land, Lord. Please heal our land. Heal our land, Lord. Heal our land. Heal our land, Lord. Heal our land. Heal our land, Lord. Heal our land.
Yes. So it just keeps going, and it just builds in intensity and everything. So definitely give Mr. Robert Person, well, first of all, give him a hand, whoever you are. What a wonderful talent. And just check him out. Like I said, there is no shortage, y'all. There's no shortage of artists making this great music. They're out there. They just don't always get the radio airplay, and they don't get to you in many cases because just access. But that's the reason why you have shows like the Jazz and the Spirit show, so that you can find out things that you didn't hear about before. This they can cease from being best kept secrets, and they can actually become things that you know about, and you can be one of those people who knows. So that's how, in sharing this music, we talk about fusing music, connecting people, and making a difference. This is how we accomplish all three of those. Sharing this music that is such a great fusion of styles, connecting you all with them, the artists and those that love this music, and making a difference in the sense that what a great message this brings across, and an inspiration to each and every one of you to go and make the world a better place. That's my whole goal. That's my whole goal, to help make this world a better place, to help to heal the land, to help to be a blessing to others, to serve rather than be served. Y'all know so many great messages that convey that. But I definitely thank you for just joining me for this time. I want to let you know that the Jazz in the Spirit album is still out there on all the digital platforms, as well as in CD form, which you can order at my website, jazzinthespirit.com. You can certainly like and follow and subscribe. I'm on YouTube as Jazz in the Spirit Video. I'm on Facebook as Jazz in the Spirit. I'm on Instagram, hey y'all, as Jazz in the Spirit. I'm on Twitter and Twitch as Jazz in the Spirit. So you can find me. You can definitely find me. Just enter Jazz in the Spirit and you can find me. And I want to encourage you to continue to support the artists that I've had on here before. Mr. Terrence Richburg, he's got a project that just came out called Treasures. It's wonderful. Mr. Tyrone Burkett, visit, what was it? I can't want to say his thing wrong, but just go to tyroneburkett.com. You can find him. And he's got a lot of music that is sort of like what he calls new spirituals. His lovely wife, Miss Paula Ralph Burkett, she's got her own repertoire of music. Just go to singpaula.com, or as I can sang Paula. And then I also talked to you about Leslie Harrison, who is a radio announcer on WBGO, but she also is a talented vocalist in her own right. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we heard from Laurie Williams, who is a wonderful vocalist as well. She was just on tour in Austria, and she's got some wonderful music that's out there that's on the smooth jazz radio stations right now, doing very well. Today, you heard from Mr. Robert Person. Definitely check him out. He's got a whole repertoire of music. There are so many more. But just continue to support this music, and hopefully, as each week draws on, I'll have new content to share with you, because it's very important that we support this music. And definitely, fellow gospel jazz artists, if you're listening right now, or if you hear this later, hit me up. Let me know that you're here, and I'll try to see what we can do in terms of calling attention to your music as well. Because when one of us succeeds, then it helps us all to succeed. So that's my whole goal, that we all succeed together. All right. So thank y'all for joining me. I'm gonna give you my little outro music, and we'll see you next time. All right. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Fusing music, connecting people, making a difference. This is Jazz in the Spirit. Richard Drew Jr.